music drop, let's go.
Welcome to Luna Today. Hope you're having a fantastic afternoon. My name's Steve, aka So Sick, and today is Friday the 13th. Ooh, spooky. So we need to watch ourselves. Today maybe something might fall. This mic, I know you don't see it. This mic might fall and kill me or something, or maybe some tropical storm named Gezani might catch me today and flood my whole house. I don't know. Something is supposed to happen. Something that has bad luck with it. Do you believe in bad luck? Yeah?
Well, those things happen.
Do you believe in bad luck?
Not really so much, but really sometimes those things happen, and we've grown up in an environment where we believe in so much of these things. So the more you take it up, we've never experienced certain things. You begin to say, it is those things or those stories that have been taught before. Yeah, I don't think so.
All right, it's also one day before we go to Valentine's Day. I mean, a lot of people have decided to be romantic just one day in the year, or you're going to be romantic the whole week. We talked to Pioneer Mulunda, was it Mulunda, yesterday, and he was so against the fact that Valentine's Day is from pagan rituals and things like that. But anyway, that's another story for another time. But if you haven't watched the episode, you can catch it on our Facebook page. It's Lunar Lifestyle TV, and it's right there down on the Facebook page. It was posted just a few hours ago, and you can watch that too. You can also watch this one if you want to watch it over and over again. We're posting it on our YouTube channel, which is Lunar Lifestyle TV ZM, and right here on Top Star Channel 105. Catch us every Monday to Friday as we talk to different people. And you heard his voice, you heard him talk, but you probably don't even know the face. I don't know how that still happens. Only don't know the face. His name is Stewart. And he is one of the popular presenters at Chimwemwe Radio. Yeah? Would you say you're the most popular, or
well,
or you're one of the most popular?
I can't really blow so much my own trumpet.
Yes,
I think
you do.
people are there to judge and say this is what we're doing, but really the whole point is that we're doing that which we can within our capacity.
I'm from radio, and now transitioning to TV. When we started transitioning to TV, I felt weird, like talking and looking at the camera and all these things. How do you feel being on the show and your face is everywhere, like it's on that TV, it's on the camera? How does that feel?
Well, so much experience and a lot to learn. I think that in a very long time I've only been doing radio. It is now that I also just try to do some TV programs, especially on Facebook, but not really in a professional setup like this. So I'm super excited.
So how does it feel though?
Well, it feels very nice.
That's your camera. Say something into the camera, man. Say that. Say.
Yeah, I can see a lot, and you can see the joy on my face that really this man is happy.
Most of the times people get disappointed with radio faces. I mean, they say they've got nice voices, but they've got radio faces, they're very unattractive.
Really, I don't know what.
A lot of times people are like, yeah,
very young and handsome. I mean, handsome. I mean, what are you looking for?
How do you work with that? The fact that sometimes you have to meet people, facially, and do they get disappointed or do they get surprised? What is it?
Well, I've had a lot of experiences from these people. They'll tell you, look at and all those things, but mostly, I mean, you're a good person, keep on doing that if you can.
but understand perform Monica. Because
Yeah,
I've gotten this several times.
Yeah, I've had about 2 or 3 people that have been disappointed. Not what I'm not a lot of proverbs and whatnot. Can't you my chevi? And then you're like, no, kapa pakaru barala. We come on to manamuka temuri man or such stories, and you move on.
Yeah. I'm always everyone is always surprised. They always think that you see you're a colored guy.
Yeah.
Or maybe just a light-skinned guy or big body, and every time they meet me, I'm a dark, skinny guy. Complete opposite of what they want. So I kind of share kumanya na band.
Oh yeah.
Because I always feel like for radio, you had to keep the myth. You're like the first thing I was taught when I was doing radio. Sometimes never meet your fans. let them think that you look like this and you look like that. It's good for them.
Yeah, really, that has happened to many people. But what we are now, Facebook, whatnot, people are able to see even before you meet them. At least they have an idea. Kwata Monica Koso, Nanguti Abaso, and all those stories. But really, radio na yena mulamu inemo yabela. People don't really know you. They just hear you. I remember one of these days, I went to one of the concerts. Natrikala, they didn't know me. They were only suspecting until I said something. Then, are you the one? Yeah, those are stories, and then you pick it up from there.
My late sister was a big fan of K-Smash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I think she worked for a company called Cowbell at that time.
Yeah.
So they had called him all the way from Osaka, come all the way to Ndola. So all the girls were like at the same Cowbell place. They were like, "Oh, K-Smash is here." So then they walked into a room, and they found this short guy sitting there. Then they're like, excuse me,
this is Smash.
Where's K-Smash?
Such a thing.
Like, it's me. And then you're like, really, that's you. Then she came like, can you believe I made K-Smash?
Yeah, such a
And
thing.
it looks completely opposite of what he sounds like.
From my own experience, I can tell you what happened. Those days when I was growing up in Mukushi with my parents and everybody, we used to listen to the program called Idiash Diapanes on radio, on ZNBC Radio 1 at Wednesday 20:30, Be Glued. So those days it took me over 5 years plus. I didn't know the presenters like Chongoka Mfwa, Chiresheka Nyanja, Chiresheka Lasa, and these other one, I've forgotten the name, what is it, Chiresheka Ngwa. I mean Chiresheka Lasa. I didn't know him until his demise. That's when I got to know him. Oh, Ale Monica so can show you. Like that. So that's how radio is known.
Do you get offended?
Not really. I mean, you look at me, I'm not one of those who easily gets irritated or not really.
Yeah. All right, so today's the 13th and we commemorate World Radio Day, a global celebration of the medium's role in society. And as radio remains the most widely consumed medium in Zambia, the day is marked by government officials, broadcasters alike, ourselves as well as Luna Lifestyle TV, as to highlight the impact of radio. How much impact has radio had on you?
Well, radio has done so much to me. There are a lot of stories that I've carried out, or indeed programs, to just see how well we can contribute to the development of the country. Can you imagine in a society where somebody doesn't even know how they can access CDF or any other program, like maybe under the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise, CEEC, but through radio, you are able to see someone having an idea on how they can apply. You ask them, how did you know about this program? I attempted to apply and I was picked. So when you see such kind of stories, you always be delighted. You look at this person, for example, it doesn't have anything or anybody to sponsor him at school. You speak for them on radio. The other day you were told, you see how much more impact radio is able to help transform communities.
It's very community-based, isn't it?
Yeah, very much. And especially when you have a lot of programs that are engaging the people, you always be able to see a lot of impact in the community.
How important do you think, telling the truth on radio is? Because, I mean, a lot of times someone can sit in a bar, as long as I don't have it, sungu, I don't feel one chinchi, tiaba be pabon, say what the bar, Bafman Bamodia, Bam for fions, but I'm not shimmick at Baba, and that's how information. A lot of information is disseminated. Unfortunately, Makombon, how important is it for someone to learn the truth on radio? Because the fact that they think it's gospel truth.
Yeah.
So how do you prepare to tell the truth on radio?
Well, what I believe in is I think that failing to plan is planning to fail. So what is important, first of all, is to carry out some of these researches that are able to help you bring out some of these issues, because really when I'm on radio, what goes around my mind is that abantu abengisana abasambili, and therefore nganambokulaba bepa will not nchabe credible tabansende ngomuntu wakwe bati wabufi. And remember, even the Bible says, say the truth and the truth shall set you free. So where we are right now, ubufi bulaya nokubuela. When you tell lies, people always know the truth at one point. It may not be immediate, but maybe in the long run, people will know that we all be perfect. And when people discover that you are just a bunch of liars, people will no longer be believing in you. That's why we always endeavor to tell the truth.
I was watching a documentary about how powerful radio was to the genocide in Rwanda.
Absolutely, I've read that story several times. I tell you,
Even Hitler had propaganda that he used.
Absolutely, it happened in 1993 by one of the private radio stations that carried out a message about the Tutsis and the Hutus, which led to mass killings of the people. So that must be able to remind us and tell us that even as we are on radio carrying out these messages, we have to be very responsible and truthful and ensure that we tell stories that are able to build communities other than destroy.
You know, one thing that a lot of people talk about, to my accent. Like every time people are talking about accents, it's like, everyone on radio seems to have to my radio accent. Do you become somebody else on radio? Does your voice change? Do you deepen your voice? I've been talking to some people, like you'll be talking to them today, and then once you get on radio and start talking, it's 95.5. I was like, what is going on? What do you think about accents? Is it important to be yourself, or you can you have to be your authentic self, or you can be somebody else?
Yeah, really, I don't know.
A place of fantasy for you.
I can't really say much on behalf of others, but I think in my case, I don't think if I'm on radio and when we meet personally, you will be able to say, I think I always try to sound as natural as I can. Of course, there are all those things where somebody want to brand themselves in a particular way, want to sound in a certain way.
Is it wrong?
Not really, but I think there is need for someone to maintain some level of natural because with AI issues now, I think it will be important that you remain so that abantu badeishi batao chishi nkani ule.
Yeah, because the thing I always find, like there's a friend of mine, he was on radio as well. He said, it's really hard being me because I have my normal accent, then I've got my advert accent, then I've got my radio accent, then I've got my shine accent. I was like, if you guys.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people doing that. I mean, almost every day I'm with these guys. So, I almost said something else. I'm trying to be careful. So, but when he's on radio, just in the time is exactly 10:35. I'm like, Landa, the time is exactly 10:35. But it is what it is. There's not much you can do to that. But we always encourage each other to remain natural.
I was doing my research on how much people pay for radio presenters, and the lowest paying African country, Zambia, came as one of the lowest paying African countries when the actual salary was between $100 to $200 for Zambian radio presenters. Do you think as big as the voice is for radio presenters and how much influence they have on society, $100 to $200 a month is something that they should be comfortable with? And let's put this in perspective, just in case to calculate. Dollar number, 18 kwacha. So 18 kwacha times 100, that's basically 1,800 kwacha. So if you get $200, you get 3,600 kwacha, and those are your favorite radio presenters, and that's not even a lie. Would you agree with some of these what AI told me about the cost, some of the things that some of the salaries that presenters get?
Yeah, well, it may not be very precise, but I think it is close to the truth. And if I'm to go even deeper, I interact with a lot of friends who work for different media houses or radio stations. Really, it is a very, very sad story. Some of them get not even that amount being mentioned.
$100,
very low. They will tell you, we've gone for months, we've never been paid, and all those things. Really, it just gives you a lot of issues to think about. Umuntu walelandira kwa abantu yet is not really paid. You see, there's a story. at this company we've not been paid for this
Yeah.
long. You can speak on our behalf. Then you're like, how much do you get paid? They tell you, boy, what pay off your 8,000? You're not paid. You're like,
Eight
why are you
months.
joking? You see, and I've seen those stories going on, and it is very true. I think even as we celebrate this day and looking at the impact that these people bring on the table, it will be important that they are considered, even through the government.
I really wanted to, raise this because a lot of times, like you said, reporters, radio presenters, they are the voice for so many people. And but they're not a voice for themselves.
Yeah.
Like even here, if us talking about it, it could probably get us in trouble with people that we work for.
Yeah.
I mean, I still do radio. You still do radio.
Yeah.
You do radio. I mean, it could even get us in trouble for people we work for because of just uttering this. Many times from different radio stations that I've worked for, if somebody just starts coming and talking about, union, no, we need to have representation.
Yeah.
We need to fight the power. There's no way we can be treated like this. They get fired.
Yeah, I've seen that most of the times it happens. But really, there is need to just put in a framework even from the government to see some of the policies that can be put in place to ensure that media owners are very considerate with how much more they are paying to their employees. Because remember what they say, that a hungry journalist is danger to society. Because at the end of the day, they will now just be looking for people, whoever pays enough, they pay to show kind of arrangement. Can you imagine the disrespect, this idea of begging from people, how much it comes with to a journalist who's just asking for money, and yet is the one on radio speaking on behalf of the
He's
people.
a superstar.
Yeah, so there is need for something to be done, even from the government in collaboration with the media owners. Of course, they'll tell you business is not doing well, but I can tell you from experience, companies will never tell you that at least but you just see them expanding, doing that. They were only reaching this far, they've now gone beyond. So they just need for media owners to be considerate, work together, and appreciate the works that are done by the journalists or indeed presenters.
I mean, speaking about that, I mean, I really want to go with radio presenters and not really touch on journalists, because a lot of times they are misunderstood. Like these three are misunderstood: journalist, radio presenter, and DJ.
And the DJ,
Most people put all of them at once.
And
or they put just one and they expect you to die.
And from these three, there's one who pretends to be the other one when they are not.
Yes.
This radio DJ equally wants to pretend or look like he's a journalist. Sometimes even journalists mistake themselves for being DJs when they cannot be DJs.
When they can't,
So they need to differentiate.
So is there animosity amongst these journalists, radio presenter, and radio DJ?
Well, what is important there is that there are people who can work together, and of course they work for one institution, and you can be a qualified person, yet what you bring on the table is literally nonsense.
Rubbish.
I mean, how much more presenters put in efforts to ensure that this right thing is produced. So what I can only say is that there's need for these three to work together and appreciate one another, because their efforts can only complement each other and ensure that the right product is produced out there. Because you need journalists, you need DJ, you need chat. That's why sometimes those days, when you tell me DJ, I'm like, but in a DJ, I don't know how to sharp playlist actually phone. But sometimes I just accept to avoid the arguments with people.
I say it straight now. I mean, for a long time, everyone says, "Oh, you DJ." I'm like, no, I'm
so
not. I'm not going to come to your place.
What is your name? My name is Steward Simutowe. They will be like, in case you're very good DJ. No, I don't have one. So it is what it is. But really, we just need to understand the environment we work in. But it can only come from us to tell the truth and say, me, I'm not a DJ, I am this, or maybe me, I'm a presenter, I'm specialized in this. That way, it helps. But at the end of the day, three of them contribute to the development of the media house, or indeed whatever is going on. And that's why all of them have to be considered fairly.
There's one time I was privileged to go for a tour of 4 countries in East Africa. And what I found is that they were so afraid of what this new phenomenon of a radio personality, like someone whose personality is controlling the show.
Yeah.
Like whether they're foolish, whether they're what, everyone follows them for their personality. Whether they are humorous or whatever it is,
Yeah.
someone follows them for the show, because they said that it becomes to a point where if they do leave a particular radio station, it affects the sales, it affects everything, it affects listenership, it affects all these things. They were trying to curb that. What do you think about curbing your personality? You are yourself. I mean, even when people talk about your radio shows, they are humorous, the Bemba is exquisite. No one can do what you do ever, all right? Don't you find a lot of pressure that if you did leave, you'd affect your radio station? And how do you think your radio station takes that?
Well, that has happened to me even in the past, where it reaches a point where you're getting this much, and then this other radio station offers you and says, and whatnot. Yeah. The station will be on you, blah, 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 and whatnot. But I think what is important is to make personal decisions that are able to help you. I mean, you can't eat the fan base you are getting from the people when you are not being paid well. Yeah. Because I'll tell you, under the current laws, I work the 8-hour policy. Under the 8-hour policy, we have to report at 8, come back at 17, yeah. Or indeed maybe 9 to 18. Where else is this person going to work if at all is not being given enough? So lifetime free abantu kubombesha kano bonze mule nyama saka. So abena bali landira kwa abantu pama radio stations. They need to be considered, even those that are working for these other industries. That's how an economy thrives. So even these people, your personality, balevi sankanya na radio, I think there is need to find a way that mulebo mbela fechapa man ensure that na babu chingirira bwino. If you feel like tafile bombeka, you can go.
Do you think everyone should be paid the same? Do you think if you work at a radio station, you should be paid the same as everybody else? Or you should be paid according to your talent?
Really, it should be paid according to your talent. I think I'll be very unfair to say everyone, for as long as you're working for a radio station, you all need to be paid the same. No, because radio is about time, and what you sell is time. So why can't we put in a situation or a system where people are being paid according to time? It's a lot of time to be on radio or mean at the station from 8 to 18, yet I'm only live at the station or in studio
for 4 hours.
For only 4 hours, and then the rest of the time I'm kept in the newsroom. When some of the works I'm doing there, they are the ones that I can do at home. In fact, I've got better computers than the ones that office, you know.
Yeah.
But you are still kept there. So there's need to look at that and see how best people are being paid.
I don't subscribe to that as well. I mean, if you do your 3 hours, you're out.
Yeah, why should
you can go and
be,
make some money somewhere else.
Understand. I
think especially.
That's what, I tell you, that's how it should be.
Well, let's talk about AI now. Yeah. I mean, AI obviously. There was a bit of restrictions or a bit of friction when it started. People were afraid of it. I mean, how are you using AI as a tool for your work now? Is it making your work easier? Have you accepted that AI has come? Is it writing your articles properly for you? What is it doing for you?
Well, it is a bitter truth. You may accept it or not, but you must realize now that AI is here to stay, and we are with it. The only thing we need to do is to find a way on how we can work with it to ensure that we are able to produce that which we can. But really, not to say that AI has come to take over or it is going to take over. I've seen this even to many people where we muntu nangu chisu muteta rande sentence apuishe. But ingo I check on Facebook na be
like I was like,
but perhaps you are not understanding you.
However,
I'm like, you, come on, guys.
Nevertheless,
yeah. So with radio, I think it is important that we remain authentic and ensure that we are who we are.
Let's talk about AI. I mean, I asked AI. I was like, AI, how can what is AI going to take over when it comes to radio? So one of you listed a few of them. One of them was the rise of the synthetic host. We have moved past robotic text to speech. AI voice cloning. It can clone your voice on radio and actually be told what to say. And you won't need a radio presenter to sell a product. It will sell the product for you in the best way possible. It will even analyze how to sell that product, what to say to sell that product for people. So that's one. Yeah, so stations now use AI clones of their popular DJs to host overnight shifts or weekends. The AI can read live weather, traffic, and trending news updates in the DJ's actual voice without the DJ ever entering the room. This is happening right now. And number two, personalized linear radio. The biggest shift is the end of one size fits all broadcast. In dynamic playlisting, it plays what you need to play. Yeah, it knows what to play, and also automation of the invisible work. Radio involves massive amounts of back end labor, but all that can be done. Making of adverts, making of jingles can be done by AI. And the fourth one, impact on jobs. While efficiency is up, the human cost is significant. Vulnerable roles like copywriters are done. Yeah. Traffic managers will be done. Entry-level board ops will be done as well. All that stuff. So the impact of radio and AI on radio is going to be felt very fast.
Yeah, I totally agree with what is being said there. But what we can do, or what we have to do now, is to ensure that we are authentic. Not only that, we should ensure that we are attached to the community. In as much as AI can do certain things, really, is AI going to go on the ground and interview the people? So those are some of the things that we have to focus on, ensure that we are in touch with the people, and ensure that whatever we are reporting now should not be focused so much on what is being done in studio. It should be more on the actual things that are happening in the communities. I'll tell you from experience, when I carry out a story about Ichishala na chi shupa paka palala market in Ndola, nalanda kulabaka impact career, but if I go an extra mile to interview people right from the very garbage collection center, people will be like, why not you for a radio? So that really brings a lot of impact to the people, because people want to, nothing without us, nothing for us without us. So for as long as we are distancing people from what we do, it will be very difficult, because sometimes they'll be like, but when we're with the community, people always know that ababantu beso.
But this is something that AI can do, like you said about time. Working 8 hours a day at a place where you can work 3 hours a day, where you can work from home. That's what AI is also. Like, imagine I know you're rushing now. You're supposed to do the news, right? Yeah, on the Chimoma radio station. But you can actually send the script. The voice can be put for you, and you can read the news while not even there as AI, while you're doing something else.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll get to a point where we're doing that in Zambian radio stations?
Yeah, with time, technology is really evolving at a very supersonic speed, and that is very possible. But before we get there, we need to work with what we already have. We can't really be worried so much on what is ahead when we're here. So when we get there, we'll cross the bridge. So for now, we have to depend on what we have and what we can work with. Of course, I know government are looking forward to putting in some of the measures and policies, but really, I don't think bakapanga mafundi yako, but AI tuwaishimia papa tuwaiputura. It's about how much more you can do and work with AI. Of course, AI Thailand do tunyonga ndimi. Thailand amapinda nensoselo na fimbi. Thailand chibembe cho muntu engalanda. There must be someone to put in information in the issue of garbage in, garbage out. So really, there will always be a point where umuntu vya bombi.
Yeah. What has been your most significant achievement from the time you started radio in 2018 up to date?
Well, quite a number.
Just one. We don't have time. You have to read the news, remember?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I have the news at 12:30. You asked me about what has been my greatest achievement.
Yeah, like you woke up in the morning, you looked at yourself in the mirror like, what? But that actually happened to you?
I've had a lot of moments where I'm like, this one, I've done it. But really, it's very difficult for me to point at one and say this is what I exactly did. I think I've had a lot of mini achievements, but put together, making me who I am. I think that the concept that has been working with me so much is the concept that ZRA uses. They don't really need to get a lot of money from someone at a time, but they would rather
small bit
0.1%, but in every transaction, it makes them one of the biggest revenue collections that we have in this country as an entity.
Are radio presenters dull? Are they unintelligent?
Not really to say, okay, abapuba kuti babakuona shani, but really being on radio is not tenjito ingabombo omuntu uli wonso bati chikulu nakwatomwera lenda. You'll be the only one in studio, for example, like I'll be going on the news. It is you alone making sure this jingle is set. This one, Belenga, you really need to be a very sharp person. Sometimes you script things like this, the show goes the other way. You have to find a way to ensure that the program is going on very well. So really, radio change to you really need to be very smart.
Do you think it's a disrespected craft?
What do you mean disrespected? I don't know if there is anybody who is disrespected.
I always feel this. Like, I get this all the time. I mean, you have people who appreciate you, they love you, but at the end of the day, they never want you to be on their level ever. Even though they love you, when they find out that you're making maybe the same money as they do, they be like, my joy, I assign. I always find that a problem. Like, they want to revere you, but they do not want you to make the money that can change.
I have seen that even when you work with politicians, especially, they think a journalist or a presenter is a person who can 200 kwacha or 300 kwacha. They don't really want to give you big deals where if you they can feel they really don't want to do that, but really I don't know why. I think it is incumbent upon ourselves to say, in an inquata potential, if you have what they teach me, I'll do this. Because the 21st century, we really need to find a way that
you know, there's an artist that came to me once, a big artist, is now a big Zambian artist, came to me and said, Steve, I really want to do radio. And I was like, you're an artist? He was like, no, I really want to do radio. Like, no, you are an artist. Radio is very addictive to a point where you start doing it and you forget about this craft that you have. It will suffer. So don't do it. So he thought I was trying to kumchinga fefilia.
Yeah.
That's how 6 months later he had the biggest song in Zambia. And now he's one of the big artists in Zambia.
Yeah.
Do you think radio is addictive, and do you see yourself doing this for the rest of your life?
Well, I'm beginning to now transition in one way or the other, but I think that even if I was to do other things, I would still want to do radio for one or two reasons. I think radio is something that has done so much to me. A lot of things that I've done or really achieved it through radio, so I would still want to do radio until Babika Ponom Somali. But before that, I think in the near future, chances are that I might transition into PR. If not, maybe I don't know whether this is the right time to mention, but maybe in future, chances are that I may transition into becoming a politician in future.
I think you will make a great politician and a great PR as well.
Yeah, so I'm trying to transition, prepare myself, see academically what I need to have. All
right, Stu, thank you very much for joining me.
I'm grateful for making this maiden appearance here for the first time, being interviewed by you.
Yeah,
I only follow you on radio, even at Sun FM, even before that, while at Flavor FM in Kitwe. Yeah, and the time I my pictures. So being interviewed by you today is really my pleasure.
No, it's a pleasure too, man. Talents begets talent. Thanks for joining me on Luna today, and happy Radio Day to all the people that are suffering in the radio industry and all the people that are achieving as well. My name is Sosik Amade.